What's going on, YouTube? So, as a lot of people know, the reveal trailer for Void Chaser, that is the season 2, that is live on YouTube if you want to check it out. That'll be in the description. It's also on their Twitch if you care. Here we have 2 descendants. The guy's name is Keelan, the girl's name is Ennis, and the dog is a fellow. There's a lot of stuff to unpack from this video. I will be going over it if you want to check out the video instead. It is an hour long where the devs voice a discussion. However, the devs are talking in Korean, so unless you want to read for an hour, here is a synopsis. Here is the trailer.
That is
So first we will dive into the dog. The dog is a fellow. His name is not fellow. Fellows come from the new unit that is spawned because of the void. The void is a place in which the Vulgus use as a transfer medium to get to Ingress. Ingress is the place that everyone is on. It's where civilization is, and it's where you're playing the game. There is a ton of debris and vessels inside of the void, and this is where we're seeing a lot of the content from season 2 come from. This pupper right here, fellows, as we will come to know and love them. The way the devs have come across explaining how they work, the fellow will follow your companion and it will pick up items on the ground. Anything that your fellow picks up will automatically get dismantled if inside of your junk filter exclusion options, it will automatically get dismantled if your filter options are enabled. I assume they will have a separate one for the dog, but that's not guaranteed. So first I want to go into Ultimate SHAREN and the 2 new modules that we'll get for her. We will be getting 2 new modules. The 2 new modules are called Area Suppression and Ambushed. Area Suppression allows you to throw your knives in a 360-degree circle. We don't know how this is going to look. And the second module, Ambushed, will do 2 things. One, it will increase your stealthing capabilities so that whenever you kill while in stealth, it re-triggers stealth. And it also increases the ability of shock nuts and turns it into an offensive ability. This is obviously could mean a lot of things, we just don't know yet. This jacket and skin sight pants ensemble is going to be the second Ultimate SHAREN skin, and then next to it is going to be the base Ultimate SHAREN skin. The chain braid dagger is nice. And then here we have Ennis Raya. Ennis Raya is going to be a electric descendant focused on AoE combat. That's pretty much all we have on her right now. We unfortunately will not see Ines Raya until week 7 of season 2, big set. And then here we have Hammer and Anvil. Don't be fooled, this is actually one gun. These are 2 skins. This is a shotgun with 2 firing modes. The hip fire firing mode is going to be the normal spread shotgun, and they said that it's good for mowing down multiple enemies, which means this should deal a lot of damage. Honestly, it's not going to be a crit-based shotgun for once. That is very good to hear. Hopefully it will have bad weak point and bad crit and maximum spread and maximum firearm attack. That is what it would make that kind of gun very good. And then whenever you zoom in and you fire, it seems you have either a tighter spread or a slug round. We're not sure which one that is. So first up in the new season, one of the content is going to be the Void Abyss. This is an area where a lot of the content will take place. Inside of the Void Abyss, the Void Intercept bosses will have something called Void Reflex mode. This is similar to their Frenzy gauge, but whenever they're inside of this mode, they will change how they function. It won't just be you get an immune phase and so on and so forth. You get essentially 2 bosses in one boss. They will display new attack patterns and regenerate destroyed parts. Some new cosmetic items. These will actually be free skins. You won't have to pay for them, at least with money. If you have been wondering why defenses have gotten so easy since the update, it is actually simply because the defenses don't have a hard mode. The defenses are default in normal mode. Basically, you start at level 1, and as you progress through the defense, you go to level 100, which is the tail end of normal mode, which I can surmise that hard mode will just feel like a 400% defense operation. But the enemies being at level 100 should feel at least somewhat more difficult. On a side note, there will be no nerf to Freyna. They confirmed that in this video, that yes, Freyna does have the problem of pressing a button and deleting the entire special operations, but that will most likely not happen inside of the hard mode operation, because it will be very hard to just absolutely melt everything in hard special operation mode. And here we have them further iterating their future layout for how they're going to buff and nerf Descendants. There will be no immediate adjustments to Freyna. The rebalance and rework of other Descendants take priority. The goal is to balance Freyna's power through content adjustments. That means they're going to make the content harder so that Freyna isn't just absolutely melting everything, and then buff the other Descendants so that they are somewhere around on par with Freyna. That is the current outlook for the game. Here we have something called a high shape stabilizer. These are new stabilizers being introduced. They will be a little bit harder to acquire, and you can now buy them at ETA 0 whenever the season 2 launches. So what these do is, instead of increasing the percentage chance drops, they will change the 6% Viesa enhanced cells to the 32% Smithereens blueprint. So if you used a high shape stabilizer on an amorphous material 56, you would have a 32% chance drop of hitting the ultimate Viesa enhanced blueprint and a 6% chance drop of getting a Smithereens blueprint. As everyone can surmise, that is fantastic. Do you have terrible drop rates? I mean, the 10 in 1,000 people drop rates? Well, now there's something called a focus mode. Focus mode, as you can see here, the percentages are gauges. So you can fill up the gauge by performing specific missions inside of the game. Whenever the gauge reaches 100%, you are guaranteed that drop of item. So now you can go purposefully do missions for drop rates that you just feel are just sucking for you, and you can acquire the item with 100% efficiency. I do not know how often you're going to run or how hard it is to fill up that gauge, but this is a very welcome surprise. Ultimate skin dying, the base ultimate skin. Look at this beautiful solid gold bunny. just want to hire in the next cast of Goldfinger. Up next, we have something called Void Erosion Control. This is honestly my most anticipated thing from season 2. I have been asking for harder content, and while the details have yet to be hashed out, it seems to be a form of a survival mode that gets harder the more stages you progress. So somewhat similar to the waves in a dungeon, or in how the defense operations used to be, but just a very hard version of that. They said that it's going to require a party of 4 with a really good teamwork setup and a lot of gear. So hopefully this is the hard content that will be hard to pass, because the top like 5% of players in time in the game don't have really anything to play that's a challenge to them. So I'm very excited for this content. There is a new system called Weapon Core Unleash. This is a system where you get 5 cores and you can fine tune how you want your weapon to perform. I assume it's going to have a lot of crit rate and a lot of crit damage inside of the game, which, if I choose my way, my weapons are critting, but that is an assumption. We'll see. And here we have VALBY. They said that the next evolved skin is going to be VALBY. Although I do hope it looks a little different than this. It doesn't really look that evolved to me, but we'll see how it looks in the future. And of course, there will be plenty of skins to choose from. The middle one, and quite honestly, insanity looking, is Hailey. So this will be Hailey's new skin on release. More fishnets for all of the fishnet lovers. And this SHAREN skin on the far left looks really sick. I'm super excited for that one. And Hailey, if anyone doesn't remember, this is the older Ultimate VS skin that got. Then we have Christmas skins. These Christmas skins I actually do enjoy. I'll probably only get one of them. And later on in the season, they have concept art for more skins, which will look something like this. The far side skin in these garbs. This one I am definitely swiping. Shut up and take my money, please. And lastly, on the skins, what everyone has been hoping and dreaming for is the thick baddie Hailey is getting a MAID skin. Either way, that was the lowdown on the season 2 teaser. Check out my channel if you like the way I do content. Consider subscribing. Y'all have a sick day. Peace out and enjoy season 2.